in the talent side. And what I'd like to do is just share an update, kind of starting with the overall market trends within talent, and then drilling down into the data analytics space, and then with some best practices. And I think we only have a few minutes here, so I can jump right into that.
Hi, it's Alex Jarrett with Technology Executives Club, and you're watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, where you'll get insights, inspiration, and strategies that actually work. Be sure and visit us at technologyexecutivesclub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's technologyexecutivesclub.com.
To connect with anybody offline that would like to further the conversation. So, being in the staffing space and working with recruiting efforts for a lot of different companies, we keep an eye on that jobs report that comes out the first Friday of every month. I don't know if anybody else keeps an eye on that, but there was a surprise number last week. It was a good report. I don't know if you saw that, Alex. If you saw where we are
Yeah, I
from
saw
a
that.
national unemployment rate, it was 3.5%. But if you look at information technology, it was down from 1.8% down to 1.7%. So um, it's a strong underlying economy right now, despite the high inflation, despite the recession that we're in, and particularly there's a demand for IT workers, and we've seen this trend continue to play out month over month
Mhm.
for some time now, for like 2 years now. So what does that mean for the data analytics space? I think a lot of it goes back to Roger's presentation just now and what he was talking about with the high demand for that talent, and how do you get it? How do you start up these projects? So we partner with Career Builder and some of their data analytics we have access to. So I did some search in data analytics as a category, right? When you look at it from an IT standpoint, and what we found was um, there's approximately right now in their database about 70,000 candidates within that category for over 2 million jobs. So again, back to the macro trend, this huge
Say,
supply demand
say that
inequity.
again. There's just repeat.
70,000 candidates for 2 million jobs, according to Career Builder.
Okay,
Um,
can you just tell me what the jobs are so I can sign up and get three of them at once and not do it virtually?
yeah, well, I mean, it's what you would expect, right? Across data analytics, data science, business intelligence, right? All those roles that would fit into this subject, right, are business analysts, right? That may be within that space. It's going to
Uh-huh.
capture all of that. Um, Maybe more of a startling figure is from November 2020 to July 2022. The demand for these types of workers grew over 300%, close to 350%. So that's
Wow.
new job postings, right? That Career Builder seeing. The amount of candidates stayed flat over that same amount of time. So if you look at that over a graph, and I should have included it on the slide for you, Alex, you'll just see the demand going, pretty much up and to the right,
It's just
and then
shooting up.
and then next to a flat line of candidates. So how
So
do
everybody on this call, you're in a hot area.
yeah, absolutely, and it should continue to be.
Yeah,
Despite, I mean, companies need to protect themselves against some downside right now.
yeah,
We are in a recession, so you need to right size your business. But a lot of these initiatives around data are critical, right, to maintain or develop a competitive advantage, whatever
yeah.
industry you're in. So you gotta find a firm to partner with, right? Whether you're outsourcing it or hire the right people in if you're going to manage the project yourself. So some best practices real quick on that.
Yeah.
One, you need to know what you're looking for, right? I think a lot of companies go to market before they truly understand what their need is as far as skill sets. They get too hung up on the tools as opposed to the underlying skills. And then once you have that, are you competitive? And the pendulum swung way out because it's simple, um, you know, uh, supply and demand, right? So you need to understand: are you competitive within your market, or if you're looking remote, are you competitive from a remote standpoint, compensation wise, and really partner with your HR, partner with the business, and work together. Bring in an outside agency, right? That can bring some of that data to help build your business case to bring the right people in. And maybe you can't afford right where the market is right now. Maybe you can afford to bring somebody in that has enough of the key skills and
Yeah.
train them up, right? And that's okay too. Um, so from there, what we talk about is what we call a minimum talent commitment, or an MTC. So if you're going to bring somebody in and train them up, you really need to work with your team to understand what is the minimum talent commitment. So what does that mean? What are the 3, 4, 5? You don't want this to be too long of a list of core skill sets that this resource must
Oh,
have before I hire them in. And if you can really put pen to paper and map that out, as opposed to most of the job descriptions that I see that are just pages and pages long, you're not only going to have an easier time with going through the process, but you'll also attract more, right? Because it's more clear on what you're looking for and what the requirements are. And then the last best practice that I'll throw out there is just don't make candidates jump through hoops in a tight labor market. You need to have a clearly defined interview process and be able to move quickly through that to attract top talent that does have some companies fighting over them right now. So we're partnering with companies and helping them through this, whether it's the data points, right, with where the market is from a
yeah.
compensation, where the candidate pools are, the companies that are hiring these types of resources, right, things like that. But that's the quick 2 minute, at least, Alex. It's a longer conversation on what we're seeing right now and
That
some
was
of the
two
best
minutes.
practices.
Oh, Dennis. So it was great. No, it was great.
Quick.
Hey, John just said 70,000 IT staff for 3 million open positions. Is that correct? Is that what I actually heard? And the answer is,
That's what Career Builder's showing in their database.
yeah,
So again, where the market is, but the
yeah,
trend
as of
line,
that
regardless of the
point.
numbers, is going to be
Yeah.
the same
So,
difficulty when you look at supply demand.
so like I said, if you're in data, you remember The Graduate, right? You
Oh
see,
yeah,
tell me you know The Graduate. That would make me really old if you
classic.
didn't know. And the guy says, Ben, plastic. I'm telling you, it's data. Data. Go into data science. So, listen, this is how you get a hold of Dennis. Connect with him on LinkedIn. Tell him you saw him on the show. Hi, it's Alex Jarrett, and thanks for watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, brought to you by TechnologyExecutivesClub.com. If you like today's episode, be sure and comment to join the conversation, and like, share, and follow. And don't forget, visit us at TechnologyExecutivesClub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's TechnologyExecutivesClub.com.